Ever desireless, one can see the mystery. Ever desiring, one sees only the manifestations.
Testicles 1 2. Testicles 1 2. Testicles 1 2. We had to do it 3 times just for good luck. Namaste Ashe. This is Gabrielle, or Omscorpius, your satanic gray witch here. I am here with something new. I've been having a lot of technical issues with trying to revamp my videos and tarot readings for the collective. And to be honest, it's been pissing me off, like really bad. I did like an hour and 30-minute voiceover for this video originally. It took like the first, 5 minutes. It wasn't really nothing, okay? And then it was muted the whole time. I am about to throw everything. I have rage problems, and I'm going to throw everything, and everything's going to be broken, and I'm just like, fuck this shit. But, I'm back. Nothing will stop me. I'm not going to stop. You know why I'm not going to stop? Because I love doing this. I love tarot cards. It is a way for me to channel messages for the big I that we all are, in a very pure way, because I'm reading from the cards and nothing more and nothing less. And it's not me blibbering on about my own life. It's me really just interpreting the cards for you to help you through whatever it is that you're here for. So I'm at it again with this voiceover. We're going to have these voiceovers because they're quick, comfortable for me, where I can sit, relax. I got my wine, I got my samosas, I got my bed, my cats, and we're just chilling, okay? So, and when I do them, I don't have to do video edits. I can just put the audio to a picture, and it's perfect. So I'm going to do these energy updates, and they're just updates. They're timeless. When you hear them, you were meant to hear them. If they resonate, they resonate. If they don't, they don't. So I just want to say really quickly, when I was preparing for all of this, making my food, I got my wine. If you want to get your wine, I got wine and Red Bull, because by the time, because I was eating, I was like, I'm tired, I want to go to sleep now. So I got Red Bull to keep my ass awake, because, this is energy zapping. And that's why it's so fucking frustrating when the videos and the goddamn recordings don't record, because this takes energy to do. It zaps your energy, and you're so proud at the end once you get it done, and then nothing was recorded, and it's like you were talking to the spirits, but not to the internet people who need it. That's how we connect to the collective. But I'm gonna stop complaining. I'm gonna take a sip of my wine. So I've been drinking more wine, and it's nice. So anyways, while I was preparing, I had these updates on what to say, because I'm really pissed. Like, you don't even understand the scale of annoyed that I am that it didn't record. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be easy. And I had issues with the camera. That was the other video I did. Channeled message from Damon Lucifer. That was a fucking bullshit ass mess, and I'm gonna figure that shit out. That's not gonna happen again. Trust and believe. Once I figure out what the fuck's going on, it doesn't happen again. Okay, so I was preparing, and I got these messages. So in the beginning of these videos, I know I chattered a lot, like 4 or 5 minutes into it. These messages are only for those who need them. If it doesn't resonate, the message isn't for you. If the message trigger you, your lack of shadow work is not my responsibility. Okay? If you're triggered, it's probably for a reason. If you're triggered and you're hate watching and hate listening, I don't know why the fuck you're here wasting your energy. I just want to put that out there, because I don't understand that shit, and it's annoying. Nobody likes you, okay? You don't like yourself. I don't watch or look at people that I don't like. It's a waste of my goddamn time. Why am I going to do that? It's just going to annoy me. You like being annoyed. You like drama. Just say it. Say it so we all can hear it, and say it to yourself. Look in the mirror and say it to yourself. I like drama, and I'm a hot mess. But anyways, this video is for entertainment and healing purposes only. It's for us to sit down with a glass of wine and fucking be real with ourselves. Because if you can't be real with yourself, I get real with myself. You can't do it. Maybe you could do it through these videos, through these cards. I do it with these cards. I listen to tarot readings so I can get real with myself. Sometimes that shit hurts. I get triggered. And you know what I do? I don't hate watch people. I'm like, oh, I'm triggered. Maybe there's a problem with me. Have you done that? Probably not. But anyways, we're not here to point fingers, name, blame, and all that shame. So this is supposed to be like a homegirl, homie, goth, weirdo, witchy vibes type of thing. So if you're into it, you're into it. If you're not, I don't know why you're still here. If you made it this far and you're still hate watching, you've got a real problem. And I don't know if I can help you. Okay. But if you're here and you like it, hi. How you doing? What's up? Hi. So what I'm doing now I don't know. I'm using my ghost detector, right? It'll blurt out names and stuff. And I'm going to use this. I used it for the other one and it was really useful. So right now it says name. I guess it's like name calling. I'm not name calling. I didn't say no names. I just said if the energy's there, it's there. It's not my fault that it's there. It's your fault. You're here bringing the energies. I picked up on it. So it's not my fault. So anyways. So don't shoot the messenger. I'm just a woman with a gift that I'm sharing with you. I got that from one of my favorite tarot readers, that she always says that because people have a habit of shooting the messenger when they don't like the message because it hit a chord with them. And that's why we're here, so we can hit chords to help you heal and look at yourself. I am you and what I see is me. And I see clearly because I can tell the truth about my pain, and then I can see your pain too. As horrible as it may be, I can see others' pain even if I don't even like those people. And that's been my story of my whole life. And now, as an adult, I'm learning to set healthy boundaries with people that I feel like they do have a problem, instead of being a people pleaser and sacrificing myself all the time for others. That's what empaths naturally do. We can't help ourselves. So this reading is going to kind of sort of be I'm going to pull some cards again, but I'm also going to have the cards that I had already pulled be the main theme, because this energy that I'm feeling is not changing. And it has to do with the inner child, integrity, and crone, which is basically us reaching our old part of ourselves, like about to hit death. The end of our lives. It's like the ending of our lives and the beginning of our lives. And then what we do in the in-between is integrity. Now let's bring our attention to integrity first. Integrity truly is what you do when no one is looking. And that's when you can really see if you're really being to your truest self, or are you just putting on a show for others. You're only being true to yourself when you're alone. And when you're alone, what do? When you're around others, are you doing more just so you can appear like different than what you are when you're alone? You should probably question that, because our inner child is here to say that there may or may not be some things that we do that are not with integrity, not true to who we truly are, and that we are doing things when people are watching to put on a show. But when we're alone and you're God, you can't lie to yourself. You see everything you do. You feel everything you do. You know everything you think. And at the end of the day, you can lie to others, but you cannot lie to yourself. And that's why that saying is God knows all and sees all, because you are the all-knowing God. And that's when those wonderful shadows start like creeping in when everyone leaves and it's just you alone. And then you start crying and shit, getting depressed and shit, thinking, I hate myself. I hate these fucking people. I want to kill them. I want to kill myself. Like, that's when all that shit starts pouring in. You know why that comes in? Because shadow work. Because you're hurting. Because you're faking. Because you're pretending. Because you are in pain. And your inner child knows it. Your shadow knows it. And your trauma knows it. But when people are around, you've got distractions. You're busy. You got something to do. And so we have the inner child, and then I had pulled some familiar cards, and we got the malice card. It was like this goblin. And at first I was really upset because I get so sick and tired of these fucking programmed people who can't get out of their fucking programs, and they just want to bring everybody's vibration down with them because they're stuck in their pain. But then as the reading got on, that you guys didn't hear because I have to re-record this shit, I was looking at the goblin and I'm like, this looks like a kid. This looks like a hurt, ugly little kid who's just being a little bitch because he's been hurt in his past. And he's like, you know what? I'm hurt, so I'm gonna hurt everybody else like they hurt me. And kids do that. Kids are so pure. Like, I always say that. Like, I did like child development like in high school or whatever. I didn't really take it far, but one of the beautiful gems that I took from that experience is that I really feel like kids are like the rawest form of their spirit. Like, when you're looking at them, that is their spirit. Like, that is like the spirit. And that's why, like, when a kid tells you like you're fucked up in the head, like that shit hurts more than like when an adult says it, because it's like, damn, I must be fucked up in my head, because like you haven't even been indoctrinated yet, and you're like, you're full of shit. You don't know nothing about nothing, and you can look at me and tell me I'm full of shit. That hurts. It hurts when a kid says shit like that. It hurts. But they don't lie. And like, when we grow up, we're indoctrinated into society, our social groups, our family, our friends, to be conditioned to act and be a certain way. Well, Jimmy, what is appropriate in this situation when grandma and grandpa invite us to come over and you really don't want to go over there because you can't stand when they argue with each other, and you really don't want to go? Mom and dad force you to go, and that's indoctrinating you into a system of it's polite to go because they invited us, Jimmy. You know what I mean? And then it's like you start to develop shadows as a child where it's like people pleasing. Like, okay, I will do that because grandma and grandpa want us to, but even though I really fucking hate going over there, but I'll do it because you said it's polite to do so, to please other people against what I want. And I have a lot of wonderful gurus, and one of them is Neil Donald Walsh, and he had a perfect example of that with his wife. And he was like, I really don't want to go out to have a dinner date with your friends tonight. I'd rather stay home. And he like said that to them on the phone. And his wife was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why? You said that? You can't say that. And he's like, but I really don't want to. And he's like, until we can be truly honest with how we feel about things and situations, we can never truly be happy. We're never truly in flow with ourselves. And there's a big energy of the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles is really, like, I interpret it as a formation, like a solid foundation, something in the physical that has been basically formed. And sometimes that is our social groups, ideologies that have basically been kind of ingrained in your head as a program that you actually operate by subconsciously. And the Four of Pentacles is really heavy. It was heavy in the Lucifer energy. It was one of the main cards, and it's heavy in this energy where there's a calling of our inner child, which is really our spirits, our rawest form of our spirits, to be like, what ideologies, dogmas, and senses of self are we holding on to that we've outgrown that's really limiting our experiences? So I didn't pull from the quote jar, but I did in the original reading, but I remember those quotes. So the two quotes that I had pulled, I'm sorry about this bullshit. That's not the quote, but I'm sorry about this bullshit. The two quotes that I pulled is, there is no try, only do. And Our superficial ideologies limit or expand our unique experiences. Our superficial ideologies limit or expand our unique experiences. Our superficial ideologies limit or expand our experiences. And the reason why I say superficial ideologies is because these are ideologies that only serve an ego, which is something that can be built or recreated, like recreated or destroyed. And ideologies really come from, they can be indoctrinated ideologies that we get from our parents and our society. Of course, we're going to get a lot of ideologies about ourselves and the world and other people from our parents, because they raise us. They give us those things to help prepare us for the world. But a lot of times what you find is that a lot of people are only passing on what they know. And a lot of times what they know is a pre-programmed life. I mean, our world is based off of programming people to think and feel a certain way about things. Just as of recently, people are starting to question things more. That's new, and as soon as one eye starts to wake up, it kind of has a ripple effect and affects the whole goddamn network of eyes, which is the matrix. And that's how it's supposed to do. That's naturally how we're all connected in our consciousness. And that's why the 1% that kind of rule the world, that kind of have everyone in the matrix because it's easier to manage, they kind of don't like when that happens, because that means they have to make adjustments to their cattle, basically. No offense, but that's basically how it is. I mean, I'm cattle too, but that's how it is. That's just how it is. Fuck it, we just got to get over it. That's what we were born into. It's very much like the Matrix and Neo. We're all in these little pods, and we are like basically fed through our brain and mouth, through food, our thoughts, pre-made programs. And so our parents, and parents, and if you're the lucky few that are blessed to like be able to get out of that system or are not in that system, kudos to you. But a lot of us are. Some people think that they're not when they really are. And that's the point. The illusion is for you to be in a jail and not actually be physically in a jail. It's like a mental prison. And I keep getting that message a lot with the mental prison, with the whole Four of Pentacles, mental programs, and taking on the responsibilities to undo these programs. Like, I was really weird growing up and I never fully fit in with anyone, not with my family, not with really friends. And I really just felt lost, just generally just lost. And I remember recapping a conversation I had with a friend, and I was basically telling him, like, I can truly now look back, I don't know how many years, maybe like 20 years of my life, where I really did not know what the fuck was going on at all. Like, not at all. And it's like, now that I'm like turned on, I don't know when that happened. I don't know if it was when I don't know when exactly I was really like turned on, but it's like I was never fully asleep, but I was never fully awake. It's like, because trying to indoctrinate me into religions, that didn't work. That had an adverse effect on me personally. It depressed the shit out of me, and it made me more scared of the light and darkness, and I just felt like being a human was so miserable as shit. The only rawest form of a thought I had as a child was that I felt like this world was fake as fuck. I felt like there was a big veil over everybody's eyes, and what we saw wasn't really what was. And it really depressed me as a kid. And I think as I grew up going through life with the integrity card, I was just kind of just in and out, in like some limbo. You know what I mean? And now I can truly say that, facing fears and having the courage to like really go within and be real with myself and my own problems and my patterns of behavior and my patterns with experiences with my family and friends and with myself, I could honestly say part of me was fucking asleep. And, this is when I start really getting angry at like the whole matrix as a whole, how much it steals time and our lives from ourselves, from us living our truest self. And this is another reason why I do this, is because this is what helped me through. And if this is going to help someone else through, I'm in my purpose. And some people are so far out of their purpose. They're so afraid of anything but their programming that they demonize people like us. Or they demonize people living in their purpose. And there's something wrong with that. There's something really wrong with that. But anyways, we're kind of like getting off the topic. So this is the inner child coming out. This is all of our inner child. We have the inner child and we have the goblin, which is malice. And I feel like the malice card, there is such a thing as the matrix. And when I talk about the matrix is just literally simply a collection of eyes. It's egos. It's all of us. Every perception creating this reality. And if you can program every eye, you can change the way the matrix is. There is such a thing as programmed eyes kind of swallowing up conscious beings. And they've done studies on this, and there is such a thing as different levels of consciousness. I think it's like 4 levels. There's like those who see, those who cannot see, and there's a third one, and I don't remember it. That's paraphrasing like shit. I'm sorry, I didn't come prepared for that. But there really is different levels of consciousness. Now, everyone has the potential to raise their consciousness, but it's just not as easy as saying everyone has the ability to raise their consciousness, because the matrix it's programmed to keep you programmed. And they don't want conscious beings that can create things. And the creation comes from your spirit, that inner child, your soul, who it's your imagination. And if you lack imagination and all you know is what is passed on to you, what your mother did, what your father did, what your sister did, what your brother did, what your grandma did, then you're only repeating a pattern. You're not creating anything new. And what's creating anything new? That comes from within. Education. If you've ever seen 1984, you should. It's a quite depressing movie. I kind of hated it, but I was thankful for the experience, because it's like, damn, that's right now. So in 1984, basically what they did is they played with the words and they switched the meanings around, and like people just kind of went along with it. Like they didn't notice the fuck shit, like telling the truth was a lie. And let's play with the word indoctrination. Education is used as indoctrination. The true definition of education is to bring out inner knowledge. So that means, we do the exact opposite of that in our society. When kids are born, what do? We just shove information into them. And that's basically the matrix programming, basically just leaping on this conscious being as soon as they get out the womb and telling them who to be, where to go, what to do, what their purpose is, and all this bullshit. And that's really just stagnant energy. I've heard that, Earth is actually built to be like a prison for souls, to keep us here, to keep us at a low vibration, to limit what we can do. And I don't know about you, bro, but a lot of people, it's like you want to be free, but you're not willing to do the work to be free. And some of that takes courage with releasing people, places, things, ideologies that are not serving you, and really digging deeply into your soul and figuring out who you are before you were told who to be. And who and how you were told who to be could come in many different forms. It's very tricky, but if you can remain honest with yourself with integrity when no one is looking, you cannot go wrong. It's impossible to go wrong. no matter how much the malice of others who are low vibrational, and low vibrational basically means a low consciousness. They're vibrating at death energy, where they don't believe in hope. They don't believe in a new world. They don't believe in a new way of being. They want things to stay the same. They want things to go back to the way they were. And it's like, you are dying in the past. You are dying in your programming, when your soul is meant to live, grow, expand. And right there is like the riddle of it all. We are all given free will to basically limit or expand our unique experiences. And you have a lot of people who are stuck in death energy, malice energy, who are actually choosing that for themselves, thinking that it gives them some sense of control. So the malice was our familiar card, dealing with the malice that is within us, and really understanding that the malice is coming from some type of experience that you're holding on to, that you're not transmuting. And really, nothing is under control, truly. If you can literally change tomorrow, if you can literally change within the hour, nothing is truly set in stone. But if you are choosing your programming because it's comfortable, because it suits you, then you'll always limit your experience, and your experience is uniquely your own. It's really no one else's. I really want to talk on the subject of like shadow projection, and like shadow projection is really the unwillingness to heal ourselves, and we become codependent on other people to validate what we feel by making them feel what we feel, by trying to bring down their vibration because we are at a low vibration, trying to argue with people, fight with people, control people, hurt people. You know what I mean? And really, that is a stagnant Four of Pentacles type of situation. It does nothing. You sit with the same energy. And usually that shadow projection really only works with other programs who are also vibrating at a low consciousness. It's harder to project onto someone who's high frequency. They're in a different vibrational energy field. It's hard to destroy a creator being, and a creator being is literally somebody who is high vibration, who is transmuting their pain into power. And it's like, when you're vibrating in a low frequency, you're actually at a weak state yourself. Like I said, you use others as a distraction from your own pain, but everyone dies alone. Donnie Darko says that. Everyone dies alone. You'll always be alone at the end of the day. And that's the truth. And truly, if sitting alone makes you squirm a little, then it's your own fault that you have to squirm a little. You can't stand yourself. If you take away your illusions, which are the others that you project upon, it's really just you. And even when you have illusions, they're just you. So your environments are basically a reflection of where you are internally. And it takes a certain level of honesty to say that, to reflect on that. Until you're ready to be honest with yourself, you'll always lie to others. You'll always hurt others. And you'll always be lost, angry, depressed, and confused. Because you're not making that relationship with me, myself, and I a solid one. Because you're outsourcing. And a lot of times I feel like narcissists are probably more codependent than the empath is. Because they need someone to validate how they feel, because they are unable to self-reflect on how they feel in an honest way. They need their society, the people around them, to validate them. But that is not with integrity, because people, depending on who they are and how the vibration of them, most likely they're vibrating at the same vibration you're on. So they're probably liars, thieves, fakes, depressed, lowlives, hateful people just like you. It really depends on what's inside. So we had two energies here of more of a pure unicorn child and a goblin. That was malice. A hurt inner child and a healed inner child. Either way, you have to make peace with that inner child. Nothing exists. Everything is permitted. So what are we choosing to create is our reality. You live in a shithole, a hellhole, a depressed life, a place where you can't trust anybody because you don't trust yourself, because you're depressed and you're the problem. And that's the truth. Our realities are based off of who we are and what we are creating in our lives. It's so funny because a narcissist would literally destroy their whole lives and the lives of those around them and blame the illusions for their destruction. And it's really counterproductive. It's kind of sick and mentally ill to do that, because there is no accountability. There is no responsibility for what you're creating, what you're doing. So, like I said, don't shoot the fucking messenger. If you're triggered, you probably need to heal. If you're triggered, it's not my fucking responsibility to do your shadow work. And as an empath, I'm learning that what I tend to do is try to carry other people's pain for them. But as an adult, I'm realizing realistically that does nothing for me. That does nothing for me, and it does nothing for the other person, because I can't heal people. I can't. I can only heal myself. And I actually hurt myself by trying to carry on things that are not mine, carrying emotions that are not mine, that are coming from hateful, distorted, fucked up mentally people. So, some of the shadows that we had that came out was abuse, control, and wearing masks. And it's really kind of strange how the abuse part really starts within. Everyone knows it. I mean, I don't know how many of you are out there, but the people who listen to my channel, it's really a paradox of as within, so without. As below, so above. We go from hell to our heaven first. We have to go within before we can go without. And the abuse is really within first. It's really within first. People will suffer abuse from abused people and abuse themselves. When a child gets abused, a lot of time that it has a different effect on the child. Sometimes people blame themselves. Some people hold on to the experience and project it onto others. They go into victimization, or they turn into a monster like their abuser, and they repeat the pattern. Right there with the trauma bond of abuse causes and triggers a Four of Pentacles programming in your head. It creates a shadow which will try to protect you from your pain. But depending on the nature of that shadow or demon, it will basically continue the cycle of abuse because of unhealed emotions. And that's basically how that works. Thank you to Morg Hyperions for really giving me the tools to understand how the shadow realm works when it comes to trauma and emotions. That's basically it. That's basically how that works. And so with these goblin children, these children of the fucking corn motherfuckers out here who are just full of hate and malice, and they've been abused, different levels of abuse. I'm not trying to trigger anyone here, but there's different levels of abuse, from severe to the less severe. It is only your responsibility to communicate with your inner goblin and figure out what the fuck's going on. You know, like the main energy that I got from integrity, the crone, and the child is having true, honest, raw conversations with self. Because sometimes the people that abused you will never apologize for what they did. Sometimes the people that abused you will never acknowledge what they did. Because you have to think everyone is vibrating at their own level of consciousness. Some people don't see it that way because they're blind. The blind leading the blind. They're programmed. So they can't see anything beyond the Four of Pentacles, beyond their programmed ideologies, dogmas, and senses of self. Some people don't want to see the eye. And just because you don't want to see something doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It's crazy. It's like saying, I don't know, you could be, let's think of something ridiculous. Like the sun is not real. Well, just because you say the sun is not real, does that make it true? You can do all that you can to stay inside all day and all night, you know, and just pretend like it doesn't exist for the rest of your life. But that does not negate that it's real. So us being the one God and being connected is real. There was, I like watching hunting TV shows. I like spooky stuff, scary stuff. And I think there was a woman who was abused by her father. And I'm pretty sure it had something to do with him being like possessed or just being abusive. And she had said something that really stuck out to me, that she truly felt, because I think he ended up dying, that she felt that when he abused her as a child, it hurt him just as much as it did her. And she knew that as a child. And it's like, it can be exactly like that. Like you can be in so much pain already, and you're just looking for some type of outlet to pour it out on someone else. Overflowing with pain. You can do two things. You can be overflowing with love, or you could be overflowing with pain. And this is how hurt people basically destroy the lives of all those around them. And it really, the bottom line is, it's because you won't do the work to transmute your pain. So what you do is pour out your cup of hate. You know, and yeah, so that was heavy. So that was basically it. We're just going to go down this list and I'll start pulling some cards. So we already went over who are we when no one's looking. Are we still crying about, you know, our traumas? Are we joyful about our dreams, our goals? You know, the best way to really find out if you're on your path or to get back on your path spiritually is to really go back to your inner child and really, you know, ask your inner child, what did we want out of this life? What do we want? You know, like what did you want? And am I even doing it now as the crone? The crone has to talk to the inner child. And this just brought up Neil Donald Walsh again, where he was saying in a seminar that his dad on his deathbed basically told him, what is the point of all of this? And it's like to literally go through your whole life just doing shit, just unconsciously doing shit based off of your programming, but you're never really doing it from a sense of fulfillment, a sense of soul, a sense of this is my direction. You're doing it, this is the direction my parents want me to go into. This is the direction that my society wants me to go into. This is the direction that I'm following from another person who has a different path. And you don't even know. They could, those people that you idolize could be people who didn't follow their path. And if they did, just because they follow their path doesn't mean it's going to be your path. You know, Elizabeth, I don't know what her name, she made that book, Eat, Pray, Love. And she went through a really bad divorce, a really bad one. Like, he basically was like, if you don't love me, I'm going to take everything from you, every fucking thing. And he did. And she let him, she just gave it away because she really didn't love him. And she didn't want to be married to someone she doesn't love. And it was really rough. He just ripped her of every possession that she had. And she went on this journey. She traveled across the world basically with what she had, and to heal from that as best as she could. And it's like she had this amazing experience, and she basically learned that, you know, she really didn't need all those things. And like, her decision, even though it was rough how he responded to her, was what she needed to do to find herself again, because she had been married to a man that she didn't love, and she kind of lost her sense of self. And it's like, when you start selling your soul to things that aren't serving your soul, that's when you start losing your soul. Literally you start agreeing to a life that is not yours, and that's lowering your vibration. You're happiest when you're living a life that is true to your inner God, your inner knowing, your inner path. And so many people marry for money. So many people settle for people that they don't even really like or love, just because it's safe, comfortable, and convenient. And sometimes when we choose not to do that, it can be the hardest choice ever, because it's a great risk and a great loss sometimes. And sometimes, like I said, with those malice goblin demons, people want to control other people, not really realizing that there is nothing to control but yourself. And narcissists, when others don't validate their mask, they flip out, and the ugliness that's already within them comes out. And that's basically what happened to her. Her husband was fucking ugly as shit. Like, how can you do that? Like, and you can't even say thank you for telling me that you don't love me, and you don't want to waste your whole goddamn life with someone you don't love. Who does that? I want to know who these people are, because I can't. If my soul is telling me that I literally don't love you, and I don't want to spend like 50 years of my life with you, then why would I do that? That sounds horrible. That sounds like jail. And that's that matrix wanting to imprison you, to keep you binded to them. And people do that because they're outsourcing. People outsource. They don't want to look within because it's more comfortable to outsource. Because maybe when they look within, their inner self is telling them to release some shit that they're not ready to release. That could be a big reason. I'm not ready to get my shit together. I'm not ready to let go of Joe, Smo, and Sally and Sue. I don't want to let them go. You know, and I recently was saying, like, sometimes the who's, the what's, and the where's have to be released in order to stay on your path. And it's like, when your path is asking you to release the who's, the what's, the when, the who's, the what's, and the where's, are you brave enough to do that in order to satisfy your soul? And I feel like satisfying my soul is worth more than the Four of Pentacles, hands down. Because I have faith in my soul to live and die and be reborn, like the phoenix. And a lot of people don't have faith in a soul. They don't believe that they have a soul. They don't believe in soul. They don't believe in the flower of life. They don't believe that we're all connected and this is just one big karmic lesson, story, cycle. Our soul is basically communicating through us, through our illusions, trying to teach us and wake us up from our sleep state that has been indoctrinated in us since we were born in the Matrix. Being Neo is not easy. It's an inner choice. It's an inner knowing. And I feel like a lot of people have an inner knowing, but they just don't listen to it. And I feel like the more you habitualize not listening to it, the harder it is for you to hear it, and the more blind you become. But it's all dependent on what you believe, and what you believe basically creates your reality. And just because you believe something doesn't make it true. Just because you believe something doesn't make it right or wrong. It makes it your experience. And sometimes people don't want to believe they're fucked up and sick in the head. But, you know, we have a very sick society. I mean, I remember Dr. Wade Dreyer saying that shit way back when I really didn't have a full grasp of this stuff that I do now. And he said, we do have a sick society. He's like, we literally go see doctors who need doctors, therapists. And then we go there just so we can tell the doctor that I have all these problems because of my uncle, my grandpa, my grandma, my mom, my dad, my sister, my cousin. And then the doctor's like, okay, well, I'm going to give your mom this pill, your dad this pill, your grandma this pill, and your problems are going to be solved. That's how backward our society is sometimes. And really, those other people around you are not the source of your problem. It's your perception of them and your perception of yourself when you interact with them needs to change. And that lesson is personal. No one can tell you about that lesson but yourself. And it takes integrity to do that work. It took me a long time to do that for myself, because there were some things that I just wasn't ready to get real about. And I guess it takes a certain amount of suffering for you to finally be like, I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of these fucking people. I'm sick of these fucking patterns, you know? And like, I think maybe around 2017, I started to really see a pattern in people that I was surrounding myself. And then it took me a while to actually gain the bravery to do something about it, which I realized it didn't have anything to do with the people around me. It had something to do with something inside of me that I was doing wrong. And these people were just being attracted to me based off of what I was doing wrong within. You know, a lot of times I'll ask myself, like, what kind of fucked up shit is inside of me that I attracted these hateful ass motherfucking people that want to really kill me, who want to give me fake love and want to destroy me? What is inside of me that hates me so much? And I found it. And it's hard. It's hard. But it is so damn necessary. And to continue to do that is necessary. And we have our whole lives to do that. And the universe is going to continuously test us on that inner work through mirroring other people. So it's all a test. So I did like I forgot what the word is, but it's like bookmancy or whatever it is, where you like get a book, you like find a page, and then you read whatever the page is and see if it resonates. So I did do that when I originally recorded this, and I picked my book, Be Water, My Friend, by Teachings of Bruce Lee by Shannon Lee, his daughter. It's a beautiful book. I haven't completed it yet, but I've gotten pretty far into it, and I do love the book. And so I'll do that again with him. I feel called to, but when I did it initially, I found a place in the book where Bruce Lee was basically saying, and he did say a lot, that he doesn't believe in styles. He, when people be like, do you see yourself as a Chinese man? He's like, no, I see myself as a human. He's like, I have 2 arms and 2 legs. And basically, he doesn't believe in styles because he believes that a person should take bits and pieces from everywhere that they seek knowledge and basically compile it into something that brings them closer to their goal, whatever their unique goal is. He's saying that you don't have to stick to jujitsu, and you don't have to stick to, I don't know, karate. you don't have to stick to one or the other. Why don't you take the bits of jujitsu that brings you something uniquely to you, and then take bits of the karate that brings something uniquely to you and make your own style that propels you to your own goal. This goes back to the Yoda quote. Oh, it's windy. My things are falling. This brings me back to the quote of Yoda. There's only do, no try. And it's like, what are we doing that's bringing us, propelling us to our unique goal? And is what we're doing limiting or expanding our unique experiences is important. If you're following a culture, if you're following a religion, if you're following an ideology, that may not necessarily bring you to your soul's purpose, your unique style. And sometimes you have to ask yourself that. He believed in uniqueness. You know, the sad, funny thing about Bruce Lee, he never finished his book. Apparently, he never finished his book because he was so concerned with people reading the book and taking it like the Bible and not understanding the bigger picture, which was he wanted people to really make their own styles. He was worried that people would just take the book and keep it as, this is what I got to do exactly what this book says because that's what Bruce said and this is the style. No. And that fear of that is what stopped him from completing the book. Literally, he's so beautiful. Like, he was so concerned with that because he comes from China, and he basically said, like, one of the things he wished would change in China is that people would be more unique in their own styles instead of following trends and following the latest thing, and just be more uniquely themselves and sharing information amongst humans. You know, he said, what is it? Under one sky, one sun and moon, there is but one family, and we just so happen to be different colors from different parts of the world and different races. I definitely struggle with this sometimes, but I see the truth in that. And I struggle with it because of the pain between cultures and societies that have happened over the years. I mean, we literally will fucking destroy each other because of our differences. And part of me is not okay with that. And part of me does understand that we are one family under one sky and one moon. But I can't let go of the pain. That's my problem, not yours. I'm just venting. But anyways, he doesn't believe in styles. And what else? I'm reading. So basically, I'm just, the last thing I wrote down was stay in your lane. Stay in your lane, man. Just stay in your lane with this malice, goblin, inner child, this darker energy of the inner child that's like fucking like hateful because of some shit that they gone through. And they think, I don't know what they think. I mean, I'm thinking that they're thinking that in order to transmute this pain, I've got to hurt people. I've got to control people and step out of my lane and try to direct other souls to where they need to be, which I don't even know where I need to be because I'm all fucked up and traumatized and hurt myself that I'm not even willing to admit myself. But it's like the blind leading the blind type of shit. You're fucked up and hurt, and you hate when other people live their life, so you're trying to get them off of their path, and you don't even know what path you want to be on. So why the fuck are you wasting your time trying to confuse somebody else about where they should go? If you truly love someone, let them go. Because freedom is so more important than controlling others. I always feel like if I am trying to control someone, then I'm saying, basically confirming through my need to control others, that I'm not free. And because I see it as within, so without. And sometimes you really got to hold back and look. And I'm not saying that, we don't have these urges. We all have negative and positive urges. We all have dark and light qualities and attributes to ourselves. But it's to bring awareness to all of that and bring consciousness to it. Bring it to life so that you can control yourself. Because if you're not the master of yourself, mastering others is to be a slave to others, because you're constantly going to have to change your moves to control somebody else. You're really a slave to others. And it doesn't make any sense to confuse somebody off of their path, to be envious of somebody on their path when you aren't on your path. It makes no sense. You're wasting energy. There was some beautiful woman, I can't say her name for God's sakes. I follow her on Instagram, and she has said something like, it really takes a lot of energy to hate people. And she's like, where do you think all that energy is coming from? You're wasting your energy hating people because you have hate in your heart. You're wasting it. It's waste of energy and time when it does nothing. The only time that shit works is when you are projecting it upon somebody who's already in a low frequency like yourself. But in the end, it really does nothing. All you're doing is basically fighting with yourself. It's like shadow boxing. It's retarded. It doesn't make any sense. It's like shadow boxing, but with no technique. It makes no sense. To hate people because you feel some type of way about their light because you're in darkness. And I've experienced this too. We all get jealous. We all get jealous. But when that jealousy comes up, it's like you're basically affirming there's not enough to go around. You're in a rat race. You're confirming your lack mentality. When you see I've done it. You've got to check yourself when you do that shit. Like when people, I have a lot of YouTubers that I follow, and they've been getting their plaques, and it's like when I'm triggered by that, it's like you're converting into your lack mentality. And usually when you're triggered, envy is only as a demon, the Leviathan is the lesson in envy. The wisdom in that darkness is that you don't envy something you don't want for yourself. So what it's really showing you is that this person is an example of something I want to be, I want to have, and I want to become. But your lesson is, how do I make that for myself? Because I am a creator. A taker, a thief, is someone who feels like they can't create it. So then you have no business taking it from somebody else, because you wouldn't know how to maintain it or keep it. Or you wouldn't know how to maintain it if you can't create it. So stealing it from someone else is lack. And you're basically confirming, I can't create that for myself, so I have to take it from somebody else. That's lack. That's low vibration. That's your darker energy basically overcoming you, and you not transmuting it, or missing the lesson. I do believe the demons are within and without. I like to personify them without, because it makes it more real for me. That's my personal experience with them. You have your own. And I personally feel like the Leviathan, all 7 deadly sins are real. All demon kings are real. And I feel like the big misconception with them is their lessons. Some people falter with their human imperfections and insecurities, and then they want to blame the devil for it. But the devil only presented you with an opportunity to learn a lesson that would help make you a better person. And truly, when you transmute darkness, the amount of a person's light is measured by the amount of darkness they are willing to accept within themselves. So when you see the light shine on somebody, their success, what you don't see is the shadow work that they've done, the hard days that they've had, the nights that they've cried, the losses that they took. That's what you don't see. But if you're trapped in shadow, you'll never be able to see that. That person who shines so bright has also had struggles to be able to shine that bright. And then you want to know why am I shining so dim? Because you're not transmuting anything. You're attacking, you're taking, you're projecting. And then you're left with lack because you're not doing anything with this dense energy sitting within your mind. You can get entrapped and stuck in your own shadows because you're not willing to communicate with them honestly, to heal yourself. Not to communicate with them to project more, to communicate with them to actually heal yourself. If we're not healing, we're dying and we're suffering. And it's a choice. And you'd be surprised how fucking programmed this whole world is to death energy, to constantly be in a state of death, dying, and suffering. It's programmed to be that way. And I don't know why. I don't know everything. But I really feel like there is a lot of death energy. And we're just working through the darkness, trying to find the light. Through darkness comes light. But some people get lost in the valley of darkness. They get very fucking lost. So, I think I hit all the points. The last few things I had, I had that stupid song, Don't Play With It, stuck in my head. And then Cat Williams talking about Let 'Em Hate on Me or some shit like that. His comedy thing, you know. Like, if you need someone to hate on, feel free to hate on me. Like some shit like that. Because I feel like he knows that your hate is basically wasting your energy. So it means nothing. It means nothing to a conscious being who already knows their soul, who's on their path. The only time that makes a shit of a difference is when the conscious person makes a choice to entertain you. And that's what the don't play with it might be coming into play. Don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it. And some people think that being in their shadow self and playing malicious games is going to gain them something. But play stupid games, you win stupid prizes type of shit. Like, at the end, if you're still this person full of hate, you're just going to have a world that's going to be shitty as you are. So have fun playing in shit, you know, like. And I just thought of the Pulp Fiction thing when they had like that whole conversation at the Waffle House about do you consider a pig a filthy beast? And he's like, I have no concern with an animal that disregards its own shit, that plays in its own shit. Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, so that was basically all our notes. And I'm going to go ahead and do the book Mancy with Bruce Lee. And then I have my second book, Path of Shadow by Morg. He's a Hyperion. I'm gonna shout them out because they've definitely helped me a lot. A lot. Can I say that? A lot. A lot. And I still have a lot more work to do. But I'm very thankful of his existence, and I'm very thankful for what he does. And it's helped me in a lot of ways that I didn't know that I needed it. So we'll do his next, but I'm going to do Bruce Lee one more time, okay, by Shannon Lee, who's an awesome person too. I know a lot about Bruce Lee and Brandon Lee, but I really didn't know anything about Shannon. And once I read this book, I'm like, Bruce Lee just had some amazing kids. I mean, he was an amazing person. So I love the whole all of them. So the first thing I'm seeing is re-owning the dream. And I'm thinking of the inner child, re-owning your dreams that you had when you were a kid. Who did you want to be? What were you like? You're kind of jot down on a piece of paper your inner child thoughts. Do you remember those? Like, you know? So I'm just going to scroll my little thing down here. I am directing my energy and my doing in harmony with the unfolding of the big vision I have for my life. Just as my father harnessed his will during the time of his back trauma, not only to recuperate, research, and strategize his recovery, but also to continue the pursuit of his goals and dreams by reading, writing. We use our wills to accomplish our goals while nourishing our souls. The intentional and beneficial ways in which we use our time lie in the root of sustaining our spirits and realizing ourselves. As my father said, if you love life, don't waste time, for time is what life is made of. All right. Woo! I'm going to take a sip of wine. So many things came up, and I don't even know which one to start on. Wasting time, goblins, ghouls. We're about to die, man. We're just little speckles of time. When we blink, we're dead. Like, we're really, and like, I think this illusion feels so good. We're like, oh, I got time. I got time. No, you don't. I often think about what my deathbed is going to be like. I think we all should do this. Some people get really like, oh, that's really sad and depressing. I want to be in my coffin. Okay? I want a coffin, and I'm going to sit in there, and I'm going to fantasize about death. And when my shadow demons come, be like, what's up? Not all of us will get the glory to say that. I'm sorry. Some of you guys are going to be like, help! Don't take me! No! Oh my God. But I think it's healthy to fantasize about death and passing over and preparing for that. I think it's important. Because when I think about it, I think of it being like, when I die, I'm gonna have like a quick reel of my life, like a video flashback of all the things that I did. Because when we're living it, I feel like time feels slow. Time is weird. I don't know how to quite explain time, but I feel like it's not real, but it's real, but it's not real. And I feel like when we're alive, it feels like this long process, but when we die, we're going to get, hopefully some of us are going to get a playback. And I just want to see, I just vision what that playback is going to look like. And when you do a playback of your life, is it something that you're proud of, ashamed of, resentful of? Do you feel like you wasted time? Do you feel like you still hate yourself? Do you feel like you know yourself? Do you feel like you actually accomplished some things that you never thought you would? Did you go the distance for yourself? Those are the type of questions I feel like doing that playback reel in my coffin brings me peace But not all of us are going to feel peace when we die. And that's the sad part. What's the point of it? I don't want to die asking that question. I don't. And I don't think I will. Not to sound cocky. I mean, we all know what you may know for yourself is not what I know for myself. So fuck off. I'm sorry. I felt like someone needed to hear that. So that's what I'm talking about, that projection. Oh, you're not going to do that. Oh. That's because you're not. That's because that's how you feel about yourself. Keep your energy over there. Those are your problems. That's your life. And that's how you feel about yourself. Some of us are not afraid to die alone. Some of you are. Some of us look forward to death. Some of us look forward to our shadow demons. Some of us are excited about it. Are you? I am. I can't wait. I'll be like, oh yeah, I knew it the whole time. Yeah, woo! All right, but anyways, back to the book. So, intentional and beneficial ways in which we use our time lie in the root of sustaining our spirit and realizing ourselves. Indoctrination makes it really hard for you to realize yourself if everyone is always pouring information in you, telling you who to be, who not to be, what you're supposed to do, what your purpose is. It's really, really hard to realize yourself. And that's why it's so vital to educate yourself about what the fuck you like to do, what the fuck you want to do, what the fuck you want your purpose to be. What do you want? Don't tell me what your dad wants. Don't tell me what your mom wants. Don't tell me what your friends want for you. What the fuck do you want? And are you brave enough to defy those people and go pursue your dreams for yourself? Because that is going to sustain your spirit. If you're subjecting or selling your soul away to people who have also sold their souls away and haven't realized themselves, they haven't self-actualized themselves, and they don't sustain their spirit because they're people-pleasing, then you are trapping yourself in the Four of Pentacles, the Matrix, all the eyes that are programmed. And then you become another pattern. If you're not realizing yourself, it's harder for you to detect patterns and when the Matrix is trying to get you. If you love life, don't waste time. I think a lot of it, don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it. Don't love their life. And that's why they waste their time. And that's why day by day, their soul is wasting away. Time is all that life is made up of. And I feel like time moves fast when you're having fucking fun. Or does it? I don't know. I don't know. But pursuit of his goals and dreams. I feel like the pursuit of happiness. You remember that movie with Will Smith, Pursuit of Happiness? Like that one scene where that guy was literally, he lost his wife because she didn't believe in him. And he was literally in the bathroom with his son, like trying to hold the door shut because he had no money. And he was in the pursuit of, I think he was doing stocks. And now that guy's a fucking billionaire. And it was the pursuit of happiness. Like, in there's some type of quote where he says, how did they know to put the pursuit of happiness? I think it's something to do with America. How did they know to put the pursuit of happiness? By basically saying that happiness is not guaranteed. Because you have to pursue it. It's something you have to choose. And there's that whole free will thing. I give you free will to do as you please, but that doesn't mean that you'll always do what pleases you. And that doesn't mean I'm going to stop you from not doing what doesn't please you or serve you. You know, and that's where it's like nothing exists, everything is permitted. That means you can do everything that you want to do. You can basically do fucked up, the wrong shit, the backward shit that makes no sense and doesn't lead to nowhere. And no one's going to tell you not to do it. And that's your fault. Is that the Matrix? Because I feel like I teeter-totter between getting bitter with the old world order and the new world order. I get bitter because I'm like, yeah, fucked us up. Like, I get so mad. I'm like, God damn it. I hate this shit. I hate these fucking programs. I hate this world. I hate how everything is. Why can't you just tell us the truth? Why can't you just tell us? Just tell us the goddamn truth so we don't have to go through all of these fucking stupid ass loopholes only to realize there were fucking loopholes and like this bullshit. And then sometimes I'm like, I can see why you did that. Like, it's weird. Sometimes I can definitely see why it is set up the way that it is, because it's like, why would it's like freedom isn't free unless you actually want it. Like, you have to want to be free. And I guess they don't want. Why would they give freedom to someone who doesn't even really want it? You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like, I feel like it's on some like appreciation shit. Like, would you even appreciate the freedom if you had it? And it's like, I think there's some other quote where it's like, there's some people who actually prefer not to be free. And it's in the Matrix. He's like, there's some people, Neo, who will defend the Matrix. You know, they'll fight to protect it. And those people are our enemies. It's intense. I don't know. I just died. Let me take another sip of wine. So I'm going to leave it at that. Take another sip. Cod swallop. You're some cod swallop ass motherfucker. All right. So I'm going to move to the path of shadow. And see what Morg has to say. I haven't picked this book up in a while. On the back of the book it says, "Who am I? I breathe the air of Orion. I am the serpent in the grass and the falcon in the sky, both poised to strike. I am a blazing star." Morg. This is Morg. He's a Hyperion. This is Path of Shadow. It's good for assisting you in shadow work. All right. The one I hit on. We are all in this together. So why put up with all these monstrosity, harmful barriers and chains? To be thrusted into the physical domain only to be denied the freedom to express yourself physically is pure torture. I mean, I'm just going to jump to the things that caught my attention. This world is sick. You have been given the opportunity to experience each other in the physical dimension, yet you shun the greatest gift of the world. You have been given precious diamonds, yet you throw them out as if they were coal. Fools. You don't realize the riches you have been given, and you have been blinded by the millennia of treacherous religion, false morality, and slave society. Exploration of your inner world, you will realize your power and divinity. It's time to take back the riches that have been stolen from you. Wow. Give the middle finger to your oppressors. Embrace your freedom to love. Love yourself. Love your life. Because if you're not doing that, you're wasting your goddamn time and you're suffering. Why choose to suffer when you have a choice not to? Life is like, pain is inevitable. Love and pain are natural. It's the scales. We teeter-totter back and forth, back and forth. But why get stuck in the pain by choice? Oh, I felt some pain. I'm just going to stay here for the rest of my life and suffer. That's like some crazy ass shit. Like, stop. All right, so we're going to move on to our cards and get this baby over. We got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards I'm going to go through, and I'm going to call it that. Oh, god damn it. I'm just going to bring it out because I just noticed it. So I did pick a card from The Path of Soul by Cheryl Lee Harnish. She's a hot gilf milf. She's a hot lady, and she also reads tarot on YouTube. Look her up, Cheryl Lee Harnish, and she reads tarot, like pick a cards, with her own card deck that she created, and I love them. I watched them when I needed to, and I enjoyed all of her tarot readings. She's a hottie with a body, just saying. But anyways, shout out. So I'm gonna do my familiar Oracle deck that I blended. It's the Thickums deck. Let's see what comes out here. I'm gonna put some music on a little bit because I think it went off. I've been listening to Hoiser.
I wanted this to be my announcement that I
choking on wine and snot that's stuck up my nose. Okay, give me a second. Bear with me. Bear with me, please. Jesus. 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 Can you hear that? It's like slightly retro gothic. All right, so the wind is blowing everything off my windowsills. I'm gonna clean that up. I had like cards flying through the room. I'm like, oh shit. I am not moving. I got my wine. I think I need another piece of wine. If I don't go through another cup of wine while I'm doing this, I don't think I'm living life. So we're doing... Oh yeah, and I said, I mentioned the Path of Soul, didn't even talk about the card on the thing. Just started shuffling. So this card that we have is the 23. It looks like the symbol of the 8. And it makes me think of the Wheel of Fortune. It basically looks like 2 energy balls colliding with each other. And I feel like this is basically the I and we colliding into each other, and how these things are mirrors, and how the big I, which is just, it's the yin and yang. We're really just one energy experiencing opposites and duality, and how this comes with lessons of balance and harmony. That is the yin and yang symbol. You cannot have light without darkness, and you cannot have darkness without light. One is within the other. And they're 2 sides of one coin. And so with the Wheel of Fortune, you have light, lessons, and opportunities it will bring. If you think about our big soul, all it's doing is trying to give you opportunities and lessons to either expand or limit yourself. Limitations is based off of the lessons that you're unwilling to learn. And the lessons are really about yourself. Yes, they do include others so that you can experience yourself and see what you need to know in order to expand yourself. That's the riddle. So the only one that really wanted to come out was Lord God, the masculine. This looks like Pan. He's singing on his fiddle, which is very beautiful. I love it when the green god comes out. Let's put on The Green Man by Typo Negative. I'm the green man. Oh my god, my computer's acting glitched. I have to hear it. I have to hear it now. I have to hear it right now. Rest in peace, Tyler Steele. I mean, what? Tyler Steele? Who the hell is that? Peter Steele. Oh my god. Oh my god. Tyler Steele. I have no idea who the hell that is. Who the fuck is that? No one asked for you. Alright, so we got Peter Steele on the screen here. The Green Man. This is the Green Man. I remember watching some weird ass fucking movie with the Green Man, and I don't remember the name of it, but it was showing like some weird ass side of the masculinity, the divine masculine. And maybe this is important because I feel like sometimes we're speaking about duality, okay? Feminine energy and masculine energy. And I feel like, unfortunately, we've got issues on both sides in our society where we're indoctrinated to think a certain way about femininity and masculinity, and I'm learning my way around that and out of that too, because I've had some toxic femininity and I'm still kind of struggling with it, but we're doing it day by day. Anyways, this movie was basically about the Green Man and like these weird layers to divine masculine. Like, it was just weird. It was like hot, sexual, possessive, weird, emotional, and masculinity. And I mean, it really left me feeling just like I love the Green Man. Like, it made me feel love for him, but it made me feel like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why are you like this? That's really why it's like so there's the ending phase where he was basically morphing out of different phases, and like he really wanted to like have sex. Like, he was just driven by this need to like impregnate the feminine, and it was really based on like this weird deep love, but she didn't want him, and then she like killed him or something. It's just weird, and I don't even know where I'm going anymore, but the way he responded, it's just weird. And I feel like men are pushed to the side sometimes, and you know, they have their own like paradox of like a world unfolding for them and their magic, and they can be just as magical as divine. I can't speak. It's the wine. They're just as magical as divine feminines with their masculinity. You know, like sometimes I feel like men are looked at as like gross because they only want to get in your pants type of shit. But like, there's a reason for that. Like, maybe like making love or having sex is like just something integral in their nature. And it's like, we also shame sex as well. So that could play a part. And the beauty of like these two pairing together in such a way, and I don't even know where I'm going with this, but this is Pan. This is Pan. And I love Pan the god. I don't ever really feel like I fully understand his message. I feel like whenever I see his energy, and I do see his energy when I need to, I'm reminded of like the fertilization of the world, and without that masculine, we wouldn't continue. Like, we need the continuation of like our species, and like the creating power of the masculine to impregnate the woman and to create this new thing with new opportunities. And there is a gentleness to Pan. It's like it feels like a taboo, loving, nurturing energy. There is some volatileness, but you can say there's volatileness on the feminine side too, with the chaotic energy. It can be destructive as well, but the masculine always feels more like to create, to construct things, to maintain things. And yeah, so I don't even know why Pan came out right now. Why are you doing? What are you doing here? What are we doing? Let me clearance. I pulled another card because I need a supporting card, because I'm like, I don't even know why Pan is out here. We'll figure it out. We'll just keep moving forward. Those moments when the cards are like, here, take this one, and I'm like, why? What does it have to do with what we're talking about? I don't know, Pan. But he's here. He wants to be here. It is spring, and this is his season. And I do appreciate him being present. So I feel more like a heavy energy of just the energy of Pan to create a new slate, a new way of being, and maintaining that with love. And I feel like just a good pairing of masculine and feminine whenever I see Pan, and I just love him. Okay, our green man. The broomstick with Clarence. The broom is a feminine representation. I'm very positive that that's what that is, and the feminine energy to clean out the unnecessary, the malice, the pain, the unnecessary, the time wasting, the hate, clearing that out of our soul, cleansing our souls, and maintaining our spirits in a way with this Pan, with like the proper seeding to yield a great harvest for the crone. When the crone is basically when you die, we're not right to death. The crone is basically knowing your value of what you've done, the badges and stripes that you've earned through integrity. And the stripes and badges are not from the validation of others, but the validation of your inner child, knowing that you always stayed on your path, fulfilling your soul's purpose. Sorry, I'm yelling. I just feel like there's some people out there like, no, it's mine, no. And it's like, shut your ass up and go on your own fucking journey, bitch. Get the fuck out of here. I get sick and tired of people trying to control my life. You know, I've already dealt with that lesson. My mother was my greatest lesson. And I saw and realized how much time I wasted being a codependent person on her. No one will ever take that lesson away from me. And anyone else trying to mirror that energy, it doesn't work. It will never work. There's a saying, once you see something, it's incredibly hard to unsee it. And if I were to pretend not to see it, I'd be lying to myself at that point, because I've seen it. I've seen the ugly within myself and with her and our dynamic. I saw where I was wrong. I saw where she was wrong. No one will ever take that away from me. And that's why mirroring her energy is not your best move. So, let's pull a shadow card, okay? Because we kind of did that already. I didn't get into it because I was like, I wasn't sure if I wanted to do this again after I realized the shit didn't record. But it was abuse and control that wanted to come out last time. We've already touched on that because I wrote it down because I felt like those energies needed to be addressed. But we'll pull another one just for, the sake of pulling cards. Defense and envy. Ugh. Again, envy. You're not envious of anything that you don't want. So, the lesson of the Leviathan is, I want that for myself. How do I create it for myself? If you say anything other than that, well, how do I take it? You're confirming to yourself in the universe, which is a lesson that's going to backfire on you. I lack creative ability to have what I desire that other person has. So I have to take what they have. Defense is a triggered shadow. Wait a minute, that's not true. I can create it. Shut up, you don't know what you're talking about. I am not a goblin. Yeah, you are. Gatekeepers who think they are the masters of the universe. To tell you the truth, that's you trying to control other people, outsourcing your power, when really the only thing you have control over is your own identity, your own I. So stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Yep, I said it. Oh, you're a bitch. You don't know me. You don't know me. Am I gatekeeping you? Who's gatekeeping here? Me or you? I'm sitting over here saying we're all gods and we all are programmed and we all need to face our programs and wake the fuck up. What are you saying? Only certain people can get through because I'm the gatekeeper and I'm programmed and I don't know what I'm talking about and I don't even know who I am. And I have outdated ideologies. That's why I gatekeep. Shut your ass up. No one asked you. All right. Desperation. Someone is so desperate to gatekeep. Why are you desperate to control people? Control yourself. That's a lesson. If I am you and what I see is me and I'm here telling you this and you're here still listening, then this is the message. Beware of gatekeepers. They are programmed in the Matrix and they're trying to get you, Neo. These are our enemies. They'll fight to protect it. Yeah, persuasion. Trying to persuade you, I feel like, not to be on your path. Be careful of that. People persuading you away from your inner child. People will do that. As soon as the inner eye starts shifting, because the revolution is not televised, it's internal. As soon as an eye starts shifting, of course, as within, so without, the external reality will start to shift. And people get a little fucking shaky. And they're like, why aren't you acting the way that you are supposed to act in my story? Well, bitch, because I have a story of my own to tell. And if you can't accept that, then maybe I'm going to cut you out of my story. Like, that's... Maybe you don't have a place in my story anymore because we are all the main characters of our story. And as soon as someone is trying to get you off your path and tell you, go this, follow me, when they're blind, red flag. Red flag. Red flag. Trust me, I've ran many of red flags and red stop signs. I know about going the wrong way. Okay? All right, don't tell me like I haven't been misled and misguided. I have, because I was blind of my own inner truth. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. You get the fuck out of here with your goddamn blindness. All right. I mean, I'm not talking about the people who can see. I'm talking about the blind people who are watching, hate watching, projecting. You can take that shit back to your soul because that's where it's going. I return to sender. What is that? That Windows error code it didn't receive? I did not receive return to sender. Okay, we're gonna do a moon card. I feel like I'm pretty happy with this one. Oh my god, we got like 3 cards to go through. I think that's calls for a cup of wine. Let's see what wants to jump out. I like it when the cards jump out. Oh, we got 2 moon cards. Confidence is your key to success. You're very close to achieving a goal. Okay, we have the gibbous moon, which is like one of those rare occurrences. So this is a goal. It's rare to self-actualize in a world full of programmed people following patterns, dogmas, and styles. It's okay to be eclectic, which means to take a little bit of everything. That's what we're supposed to do. Because if we're one universe, everything is an expression of the one God. Every religion, every culture. So take what resonates with you and create your own way. That's what we're supposed to do. New moon in Leo. This is a seed. Confidence and success. Be confident in your inner child's desires. Because that's your purest form of soul before you were told who to be, before you were indoctrinated into this matrix. That is your purity. It's okay if you're a goblin. You just got a little fucked up. That's okay. We all get fucked up. Nobody leaves this world without getting fucked. Kurt Cobain. We all get fucked a little. Okay. It's supposed to be PG-13. But that's what he said, and it's so true. We all get fucked. The degree of fuckery may vary. Okay? But we all get fucked. And it's what you do with it that counts. I know that sounds really fucked up. I know. I know. Some pain is unruly pain. Some pain is unfair. Some pain, some experiences is not justified. And that's just how fucked up other people are. And they don't know that they're fucked up. Maybe sometimes they know that they're just fucked up. I'm sorry. It's just... But don't become the monsters that did shit to you. That's your power, choice, the pursuit of happiness. It's not promised. It's a choice. It's free will. What are we doing with our free will means everything to our unique experiences that are expanding or limiting our lives. I'll be damned if I'm going to let somebody limit my experience because they're fucked up, blind, and confused. I'm not going to let it happen. I don't want to be fucked up. I don't want to be blind. And I don't want to be outdated. It's a personal choice. Everyone keeps trying to make it like, I don't know, like a club. It's like, it's personal, bitch. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, what I want is not the same as what you want. And what I want is none of your fucking business. All right, and what you want is none of my fucking business. I want as long as you're not hurting me or anyone I love. All right, that's how I feel about it. It's your fucking business. If you want to be a piece of shit goblin causing malice and chaos, go ahead, bitch. You'll just suffer. That's your fucking suffering ass, disharmonized, unhappy ass life. That's none of my business. I don't care. That's not what I want. So, I'm going to get some wine. All right, I'm back. I got my wine. I was in there thinking, and I forgot what I was thinking. I don't remember. Guess it wasn't that important to share. Please, don't be envious. Hell, hold on. Cat, stop it. Don't be envious of my ability to see. Oh, yeah, I remember now. I feel like, I don't know how blind you people are, but I know I was in and out myself. But if you're really blind and you don't know your path and you need some help, this is not for the people who don't need it, okay? If you're still here, hate listening, go somewhere with your goddamn annoyances, okay? Please. No one cares about you. All right, you don't even care about yourself, or you wouldn't be watching something you hate, you dumbass, okay? Does that make sense? You sicko. Right there is your sickness. All right, I just spelled it out for you. I'm not going to sugarcoat the shit because I am not part of the Matrix. I'm not part of your program, friends, and family. I'm in this Matrix. I am not of it. And it is what it is. I've always felt out of place. And that's my story. What is yours? That is yours to tell. Your story is not to tell me what the fuck my story is. That's for sure. Gatekeeping ass motherfucker when you're blind and programmed and outdated. Who the hell do you think you are is my question. Sir, ma'am. Sir, ma'am is what I want to know. People ask me, who do you think you are? No, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, for real. Like, I'm asking you on an esoteric level. Who do you think you are? Do you even know who you are? To tell me who I am and to ask me who the fuck I think I am. It took me a long time to figure out who the fuck I am for someone else to be asking me who the fuck I am, okay? Fuck you, you blind motherfucker, okay? You settling ass people. I'm sorry. The rage is coming out. Oh, Satan. But anyways, I was thinking, if you're really lost on your level of lostness, One thing that you could use is your birth chart. Looking up your birth chart. I did that, and I'm still like, studying my own birth chart. It helps, but I still think life experiences and inner work does also attribute to remembering who you are. And the other thing I would suggest is going back to when you were a child, when you were at your purest form, before you were indoctrinated and told who to be, and just jot down some things about, talk to your child, your inner child, because our inner child is alive within us. We're just broken or unbroken children walking around in adult bodies, trying to make this circus make sense. And sometimes it will never make sense if we're not on our path. So it's just the life I chose when I got here. You have no right to tell me what I chose is not my path when I know what the fuck I wanted as a child, and you didn't even know me. And you probably won't know me when I die, so you can die. Okay. Sorry, I just gotta say it because you hate watching people are so annoying. I'm not talking about the people who watch it and they're like, oh yeah, I feel it. Yeah, it's good. Good stuff. I'm talking about the people who have a problem and they project their problems on other people because they don't know how to solve it within themselves. And I don't understand the logic. I'm in the matrix, but I'm not of it. And I'm not the only one. And if you're here, even if you're triggered goblin made of malice, your spirit probably brought you here to wake your dumb ass up. But you're so busy being triggered that you're blinded by your triggers. And you're like, I can't see, but I feel a lot of hate. And I hate her. That's that darkness blinding you from the light because it's too bright. But it's okay. You can transmute that. Anyways, I need to work on my temper with people. I'm the guru that you didn't know you needed. I guess so. Whatever. But at the same time, I don't know about you goblins. I don't know. I love people who love me. If you're being weird and you're only here to dim my light because you've got a problem with me, you can go away. Alright, no one wants you. No one asked you to come here and do that, okay? We're just here chilling, drinking wine with my cats, reading cards. Alright? And you racists need to get your lives together. We're going into the future where robots will be walking among us, okay? We don't have time for you. Anyways, so I'm back. I've got my wine. I ate a little bit of food, hung out with my cats, and we drew moon cards. I had that tidbit, if you need help with finding yourself on your path, I highly suggest talking to your inner child, maybe looking up your birth chart, and what was the other one? There was a third one. I remember the third one, but birth chart, talking to your inner child, and shadow work seemed to help me. There's something else I don't remember, but I guess it's because it's time for us to move on. So I'm gonna pull a few more shadow cards and see where we're at. So the ghost radar says Johnny Depp, I hope. Sometimes I feel like Edward Scissorhands, who was just like this weirdo freak who was very naive about like the regular world, and like they basically turned on him and tried to like arrest him and take his freedom away. It was some weird ass shit. Like I feel like a mutant who hasn't been out. I kind of relate to that. Anyways, so back to what I was saying. Our shadow cards. Venus, please. Venus, I'm trying to do something. Why do you do this? Go away. That's my cat. She knows, she's like, I'm going to sit right here where you're trying to shuffle cards because I'm involved. See what shadow cards wants to come out. I know we got mask. Venus, please! I know we got mask last time. And we'll see what comes out this time. I'm just going to shuffle and see what wants to jump out. Okay, so we've got 3 cards. I'm just going to stick to that. We've got the Phoenix. We've got not enough. We got self-sabotage. We got a lot of cards, man. When is this going to stop? We've got meeting someone new. We've got paradise, joy, expansion, the Phoenix. Okay, let's read them. Let's read them. Read them and weep. I'm going to take another sip of wine. I'm feeling good. Like I should. Sometimes there's a song and I don't know the lyrics. I'm feeling good. Like I should. Something, something, something in the neighborhood. Feeling blessed. Never stressed. It's like my brain is like, just remember these parts. That's the most important. The rest is Charlie Brown's mom. Okay, we gotta hurry up because I really want to do runes. And it's like between time and my energy, it's like, oh, do I have time for all these things that I want to give back? All right, so we have the Phoenix. We have talking. I feel like with this talking came out last time. It did. And this has to do with, I feel like, talking to yourself. Like I said, the crone, the maiden, and then I think there's a woman, and then there's the child. I am the girl. I am the woman. I am the elder. I am the boy. I am the man. I am the elder. Me, myself, and I conversations throughout your phases of your life. Your past, your present, and your future self is always with you at all times. But are you communicating with each other? These are aspects of psyche. Just because you're a man now doesn't mean that your psyche of child self doesn't exist anymore. Yes, it does. Talk to it. Make sure you guys are going in the same direction. Make sure everything's good in the neighborhood within. Meeting someone new, getting back out there, setting a plan, setting a date. We'll just put that to the side for right now. And then we have self-sabotage, rebuilding, interrogation, repetitive, persistent. Hell is repetition. So when we're talking about this wheel of fortune and how it's literally our soul trying to give us, and nothing exists, everything is permitted. So if you're a piece of shit goblin who just wants to be malicious, hateful, and doesn't want to heal, fine, do you. But you'll just keep repeating the same lesson over and 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 over until you're ready to stop the pattern. That is Satan. Satan is our own personal lesson. Our relationship with Satan is very personal. He will bring about lessons to help you, give you the opportunity to expand or limit yourself. He doesn't give a shit if you want to expand, and he doesn't give a shit if you want to limit yourself. His job is just to give you a lesson. Not enough. Frustrated in relationship, lack of confidence, jealousy, fear issues. So I feel like this is feeling like you're not enough. But who taught you that you're not enough? What is that? Sounds like an outdated ideology that you're not enough to what? Do what you came here to do? To pursue your soul? What do you mean you're not enough for your soul? That makes no sense. That sounds like dogma. Dogma is an equivalent to ego and ideology. Those things are fake. They're not real. They're illusions. They're mask. So take off the fucking fear. Is false evidence appearing real. Love call. Someone expressing love, message of love, thinking of you, letting you know. I feel like this is your inner child, or something internal letting you know that, hey, I'm still here. I need your love. I love you. If you have still that unicorn soul of a child, it's letting you know, I love you. If you have the goblin inner child who's all fucked up and scarred and hateful, it's letting you know he needs love. We have paradise, joy, expansion. Again, with this superficial ideologies limiting or expanding our unique experiences. Follow your joy. And it says oneness on here, enjoying each other, not taking the matrix so seriously where you're like, your religion against my religion, and I'm gonna cause a 400-year war on your people because you are different from me. Well, we're all fucking made to be different so that we can have different experiences. That's the point. Creating styles, that is the point of it all. But it's like we turn the point into, like, I don't know, like the bottom line, and it just becomes crazy insanity and stagnancy. Like, we make it, once you turn it into the bottom line, it becomes like something you stagnant, like you can't get out of it, like a Four of Pentacles. It's not supposed to be stagnant. It's supposed to be fluid, flowing, like the soul, ever changing, everlasting. Everlasting means that you have to change. You have to let go of shit so you can rebuild shit and make new shit and collide shit together. We're just a lot of shit here, you know what I mean? And then we have twin flames, yin and yang, man. Yin and yang, opposite sides, duality, coupling, complementing each other, opposing sides that complement each other. We can't have strengths without weaknesses. It's a complement to the strength, the weakness. The strength is a complement to the weakness. The weakness is a complement to the strength. You have to accept your imperfections to see how perfect you are. You have to accept your perfections to see how imperfect you are. It's honor and humility all at the same time. Nothing exists, everything is permitted. So what are we creating? The phoenix, a new phase, transform, growth, and changing your mind. The phoenix has to burn in order to be reborn again from its ashes. Destruction to create new creation. But what you destroy and how you create a new makes all the difference. Cool. And let's go back to this dating, because I kind of skipped over that, like, whatever. I feel like this is meeting something new, becoming something new, becoming a new self, a new sense of self, a new dogma, new identities, new ideologies, because these things are limitless, because they're not fucking real. And the only time they become limited is because we make them real when they're not. The only thing that's real is the unseen, the invisible. You cannot trust your eyes. It is an illusion. All right. And I'm going to pull some alien cards so we can get some message from our Octarian, Atlantean, guardian guides, and ancestors. Those of us who resonate with the vibe. This is for you. Those who don't, I don't know why you're still here. But if you're here, maybe your spirit needs you to be here for some weird reason. Even though you're triggered and being weird over there. You're like the bad type of weird. I'm just calling you all types of names right now. Like, without calling you names. But I kind of am at the same time. I don't care. I don't care about you. Okay? You don't care about me. Why should I care about you? I don't care. You're triggered. It's not my responsibility to heal you. Okay? I'm not your mom. I didn't fuck you up. You got fucked up by somebody else. I'm only the messenger. Don't kill me. Because someone else fucked you up and you haven't let go of the grudge. All right. Side note. Let's go back to the cards. All right. So, the messages from our Octarian, Atlantean guardians guides. Some people just want to beat me up, don't they? Because they're so mad at themselves. It's like, I'm so mad that you're triggering me. I want to beat your face in. All right, psychopath. Right. Beating me up is not going to make you look any prettier, okay? It's not going to make you feel any better. You're still going to be the same hateful ass, sad ass, depressed ass, miserable ass person. I could die tomorrow, and you're still going to be the same miserable ass, sad ass, depressed ass person. If anything, one could hope my death would probably change you, but I doubt it. I doubt it. Alright, so let's see what the aliens have to say. We have mystery. Reading between the lines is your intuition. Reading the signs, the signals, the patterns, the eyes, the illusions that are nothing but you manifesting as yourself to help you learn something about yourself. Responsibilities, lessons, and growing the fuck up. Damn, don't we hate that? And I'm starting to question, what is growing up? What is it? Because I used to think growing up was like doing what my mom wanted me to do, which was like be a nurse, get a job, get out the house. You know? I thought that was growing up. But I'm starting to think growing up is like growing in. Does that make sense? Growing up is growing into understanding and understanding who we are, who I am, and actualizing ourselves. Because growing up doesn't necessarily mean, like when people say grow up, put your big girl pants on. That doesn't mean really actualize yourself. That can mean, why don't you get with the program? Get it? I'm doing that with the parentheses, with the hand gestures. Get with the program. Sometimes that's what people mean when they say it. But what is the real meaning of growing up? What is the real meaning of growing up? We have the Lyrians, courage, strength, and bravery here. Be strong with the Leos, the cat energy. Hail, Sekhmet, Beset, Skemet, Shesmu, Nekbet, Wajet, Mayet. And the third eye, having a vision, manifesting and meditating on your vision. As a child, what was your vision for your... Oh my god, the phone did that thing, so when the screen goes blank, that it's not recording. So this is some bullshit. Lord, I don't even know where it stopped. Okay, so I don't even know where it stopped. God damn it. This is annoying. Who's interrupting my energy with your fucking I don't trust you guarded uncertainty? I got guarded twice with the shadow. So somebody is triggered like shit about the shit I'm saying. And I'm asking you, why are you triggered by inner work, inner healing? Why are you triggered by healing your inner child and following your path and your soul? Ask yourself that, because I'm not asking you to jump off a fucking cliff and kill yourself. I'm asking you to become the God that you seek by deprogramming yourself from your society, your ideologies that are all fake, false illusions and aren't even fucking real. Why are you triggered by that? And I'm triggered by your distrust when I'm only trying to help. And that's the martyr in me. And there's our heart to heart. I can't save everybody. And I'm just reading cards. But if I can be any help, small or large, there you go. Assessing new perspective, the Nephilim. This guy looks like, who the fuck do you think you are? No, who the fuck do you think you are? Do you even think who you are? Do you? Because sometimes our understanding of things is not our own. So, let that sit for a bit. You know, our understanding of ourselves is not our own. It's our parents, it's our society, it's our world. Dig a little deeper. It's superficial. It's a dogma. It's an ideology of I am this person. My name is Joe Smo. This is who I am. And you were telling me I'm not Joe Smo. I've been Joe Smo for my whole life. How can you tell me, no, Joe, you came here without a name. You were given a name. You were given a number. You were given a call tag. And then they put you out in the world and told you what job to do, what you came here to do, But you came already equipped with those things. No one ever asked you, who are you? So at what point in your life do you start asking yourself, who the fuck am I? And if you're triggered by this, maybe there's something in you that is suffocating under who you've been told to be. Those goblins, they out there. The goblins. The goblins. The children of the corn motherfuckers out here causing malice and destruction because they don't even know what they're doing. They're like, I don't understand what's going on, so I'm going to destroy everything. It makes no sense. Alright, so I'm annoyed with this phone because it keeps stopping, but I got a big chunk of information out, so I'll be satisfied when it comes to editing. I'm just pissed off. I was jibber jabbering. I said, because I talk in the moment, and I can't go back all the time on information because I feel like I'm always missing gems. So when the fucking technology doesn't work correctly, it really bums me out. So keep your ugly ass, projection ass energy over there and stop fucking up my goddamn reading because you are fucked up, okay? I'm trying to help people. What are you doing, goblin? Huh? You're just trying to trip people up and kill people and hurt people. Huh? Hurt people. You're not trying to help anybody. You're envious. Huh? Why are you envious? Huh? Create some shit. What do you want out of life? What'd you come here for? Stop bullying me. You control freak. Okay, I'm sorry. I will yell at you and I will talk mean to you when you talk mean to me. Who the fuck do you people think you are? That you just project and be mean to people for no reason because you're all fucked up. That's so weird. I've never been like, I'm having a bad day and I'm going to put it off on someone else because I'm having a bad day. Like, that's weird. I always feel guilty about that. Like, it's like, get your shit together, okay? No one likes your ugly. I don't like my ugly, and I say that to myself, so I'm going to say it to you, okay? I'm in the Matrix. I'm not of it. So, I know better. But do you? Are you in the Matrix and of it? Must suck. I'm sorry. Oh my god. Morg always reminds me not to be judgmental of people, and I am judgmental. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. But I'm judgmental for a good reason, because I used to be a person who just loved everybody, but everybody is not your friend. So, life lessons. Everyone's got them. Alright, so I'm going to pull my Starseed cards, and we'll see what we can add on top of the Octarians with the courage, bravery, and strength. And I want to do a shout out to Beset Skemet Nekbet Bayet, because we got the cat energy in the building. Venus is laying on the cards. She's my cat. Strength, courage, and bravery. You know, your confidence is key to your success. Confidence in your soul path, what your destiny is, what you were destined to do, what you came here to do, what your soul wants to do may change. So you may have to release people, places, and things that aren't serving that path as your soul is shifting. The ever-changing, everlasting source that is you. If you're choosing anything other than that, you're choosing stagnation. Because your soul is going to live on beyond your dogma, your ideologies, and your senses of self, and all the masks that you wear to fit every person in your life. So do yourself a fucking favor. Stop being a little bitch. And be brave. I was a bitch. So I'm just saying, the way I talk to you is the way I talk to myself. You have no idea. You have no idea. You really don't know. But I'm not horrible to myself. Some people are really horrible to themselves. I'm not horrible. I am a weirdo. And the way I talk to myself is the way I talk to you guys in these readings. So if you don't like it, Again, I don't know why you're still here. Why are you here? Go away. Who wastes time? Bruce Lee said, stop wasting your time. You're going to die not knowing yourself because you spent all your time hating and being envious on other people when the Leviathan was trying to teach you, bitch, that's what you want. Create it. And you were like, nah, I'm going to take it. But you can't take someone else's soul because someone else is an illusion. They're not even fucking real. Bitch. Even if you killed somebody, at the end of the day, when they're gone, you're still going to be there with your misery. Looking like a goblin. Alright? Just remember that. Everyone dies alone. So you got to make peace with yourself. And that making peace is different depending on who you're talking to and what their bullshit is. So I'm just saying, I'm just keeping it real. Y'all don't like real, then go away. Why the fuck are you here? I'm not talking about the sweethearts that are here who resonate and they're like, oh yeah, I feel her. Thanks you for your support. Thank you for not projecting on me. Can I give thanks? Because I think I've been like triggered and defensive and I'm like, fuck these people. Can I say thank you to the people who are not hating? Who are the people who are like, yeah, I feel you. Yeah, thanks. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, that clicks. Oh, thanks. You're kind of weird and cool. I like it. Thank you. I don't get out much because I can't with people. And I've got my own issues and I'm trying to like heal. So healing takes isolation. And then we go back out there and do the tests, the Wheel of Fortune. But the people that are like, I like it. I like what your spiel. Thank you. It's not easy and it's so frustrating, but thank you so much. And I'm happy that it's doing something for someone, great or small. Okay. And I love you. My soul loves those who love me. And I do my best to make as many provisions for those that I love because, we're all sick in the head. We all got problems and I'm aware of it, but some people aren't. So I'm sorry, but I'm not talking about them, but talking about me and you, and our love. Thanks. I'm sorry. I don't want to get too deep and weird. All right. So anyways, let's go ahead and pull these star seeds. Starseeds. I feel like these few people who are projecting, they really think they're like the world. And it's like, bro, there's like, you know how many fucking people are on this planet? You are a speck. And sometimes I need to remind myself of that. I take it too personal. And I'm like, oh God, I wish you'd just be eliminated. I'm sorry. I know I need to chill out with that. I just can't take it. I mean, I can't take a miserable person who has a choice to not be miserable and they keep choosing misery. And it's like, you are just really need to go away. That's how I feel. My mind immediately goes to like, why do you exist? Sorry. It's the truth. I wouldn't say it. I feel like that. Why do you even exist? But I'm only one person. I'm only my own God. So who am I to say that? But if you had free will and you keep choosing misery, I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm just confused. I'm like, what kind of disease are you? You're the cancer. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't. It's the wine. Okay, I got 2 cards that really wanted to jump out. So it says, surrender to the sweetness, Venus energy, joy and pleasure, make love to life. Again, we got make love. Bruce Lee said make love. because if you're not, you're wasting time. And then there was make love with the joy card. And then we have it again, surrender to the sweetness of life. And I feel like that sweetness is like, no matter where you are on the side of the Wheel of Fortune, the fact that the Wheel of Fortune exists and it is literally a representation of our soul, literally like not giving up on ourselves. Like the soul will be like, okay, it's been the millionth lesson and you're still hitting your head up against the wall. We're just going to keep going. And they got to wake up at some point, right? Right. That's really sweet of our souls to care that much for us, because, bitch, I'd be like, give up. Shut it off. Shut the game off. Okay, if it takes you that long, man, I don't know. But I'm not the universe. I'm just one eye in the universe. Okay, I am not the universe. I am just a speck. So, but it is sweet. And as many times, a million times you can bump your head up against lessons as a million times you can get fortune. And that's pretty freaking awesome, if you ask me. How fortunate some of us are and how unfortunate others are. The other one is doors are opening. You decide. Rewards, the wild card. Decisions, free will is in here a lot. The pursuit of happiness is a pursuit. You have to choose it. Or you can choose the pursuit of suffering. You have to choose it. What side of the scale are you on? And when are you going to change your mind? And then last two, lifting the veil, questioning everything, anything unaligned must go. Yes, the people who hate watching, who are still here, kind of questioning their existence, but they still kind of hate me. Well, the veil is lifting. I am you, and what I can see is me. And the only reason why I can see you is because I can see myself. And that takes a great deal of unconditional love as well as unconditional hatred. And that's my lesson, not yours. Because if you were me, you would be able to do that, but you're not, so I'm sorry. And it's a burden. It's a blessing, a burden, a curse, and a gift. You're not alone. Isolation, physical connection, community. So this is that flower of life. We're never alone because we're all one God being manifested in many different bodies, experiences. You know, your dad could have been your son in a past life. You know, your sister could have been your lover in a past life, and you guys reincarnated because your soul bonded, and you have some type of karmic ties or lessons to learn with each other, and agreements that you've made because we're one God. I mean, these are these mysteries and esoteric truths of our reality. And, you know, I like living in the world of imaginary and mystical and esoteric. I really, really, really do. But I feel like your community can free you or trap you. And sometimes you have to have self-actualization to know where you are in your Four of Pentacles, which is a community. You can be amongst people and be alone, or you can be alone and not really be alone. Sometimes our communities can be very isolating. Sometimes our isolation can be very freeing. And so with that paradox, you really have to ask yourself, like, what is really being alone? Is it having others confirm to you your perception that you should be having of yourself? All right. I'm getting like weird sexual energy. Hi. Is being alone. I just lost my train of thought. Sorry, I just got distracted. I'm listening to Peter Steele, and can I say, Peter Steele is so sexy. Oh my god, I can't even, with his dark long hair and his personality. He's so cute. Oh, Okay, I'm done. I'm so done, and I'm a little drunk. So, a little tipsy. Not drunk, tipsy. We're gonna take another sip. Oh my god, this is great. You're not alone. And truth is, we're never alone. But sometimes feeling alone can really depend on our level of self-actualization and the Four of Pentacles, the community that we surround ourselves with, or not. Paradox, riddles, and jokes at our expense. Thank you, universe, for always cracking jokes. It's great. I always thought the universe talked in ironic jokes and synchronicities. Like, you're afraid of flying on a plane, and the first time you fly on a plane, it crashes. It's like, all right, fuck. You bitch. Thanks a lot. Like, isn't it ironic? Don't you think? It's like rain on your wedding date. It's a free ride when you're already paid. It's the good advice that you just didn't take. Yeah, that's true. It's good advice that you just didn't take. You triggered motherfuckers who are hate watching. I can't stand you. Okay, I'm taking it personal again. I keep going back. I just want you to know I see you. All right? But anyways, let's stop this. We don't need to get controversial. Which is the Nephilim. We don't need to fight. We don't need to start another 400 years of fighting. We don't need to do that. We're moving on from primitive, outdated thinking, actions, and feelings, okay? Let's get on with the future, please. Jesus Christ. I've been waiting for the future since, 2020. Maybe later than that. It's been a long time. I've been waiting on the future since, 2012. And it's like, where are the spaceships? We're just now getting them. Where are the spaceships? Where are the aliens? Where are the robots walking on 2 feet and they're in the streets amongst the people? I'm waiting. Some people are terrified of the future. I am not. Let's bring it on, buddy. Humans got too much bullshit to worry about. It's just fucking bullshit. Just bring out the aliens and lay on a whole nother level of shock reality so that they can stop bullshitting their time away with, I want that car he has. Oh. Are you serious? That's what you're envious about? You're so stupid. That's dumb, okay? Envy is only a trigger to let you know what someone else has, you can have too. But if you're in a lack mentality, you don't feel like you can have it. So you end up being triggered and doing weird shit. Watch that. We've got 7 sins, 7 kings of human nature. I think they are real. Some do not. I think they're real. Like real living energy sources that you can tap into to help gain wisdom on those 7 areas of cardinal nature of the human, to gain strength, or you can gain a lot of darkness and weakness and get lost in the shadow of darkness, and it's a choice. Get eaten up by the abyss is not fun. I don't think so. You want to know what I don't want? Is that. Alright, so we're done with our cards. I think I pulled all of them that I wanted to, and we're going to wrap. My phone keeps turning off, and I don't even know where it stopped when I was talking, and I'm not saying that shit over again, okay? I'm just so annoyed with these technological interruptions with my technology. I don't know if my guides are like, you're saying too much, or if these fucking projecting ass energies just disrupting my shit. But you disruptors can fuck off. Now, if it's my guides, I'll listen and I'll wrap it up. I'll listen to the replay and see how much bullshit tomfuckery I had to deal with towards the ending of this. I'm happy I got the beginning of it though, which is a lot better than before. We'll do this more, and I'll work harder at fail-safing these bullshit ass interruptions in my readings, because I'm not going to fucking stop. You can fucking die, okay? Suffocate if you choose to, but I'm not gonna stop. So let's pull our runes and see what we get. I'm getting better at my runes readings, like the symbols. Before I was not too great, but I'm recognizing some of them now. We have 2, which deals with partnership. We have 3, 4 runes. We have protection. I don't remember the name of it, but it is a protection symbol. We have sacrifice, which is basically like a sacrifice or a blessing. You got to give something up to get something. And I feel like sacrificing our ideologies when in pursuit of our soul is always going to be protected, no matter what people, places, or things that we're giving up in order to stay on our path. Hear me clearly. Okay, we got a blank rune. I'm not sure what this one is. This one is like joy, peace, harmony. And so this is back to that yin and yang, with this whole silly game of 2 mirroring each other and pretending like the game is real, like my reality is more real than your reality, when in actuality the one perceiving the reality is the most realist thing and everything else is an illusion. So the lesson for me is not to take it too personal, and lesson for you maybe to not take it too personal that you want to like destroy or be a goblin towards people. And then I also got 8 when I dropped the dice. Again, with that 8, cause and effect of 2 energies colliding with each other. You know, the big I basically realizing itself. That's why self-actualization is so important. It brings you closer to God, because the universe is really working towards experiencing itself, realizing itself. If you've ever heard of Astaroth, he is a creator god. He's sleeping. He's the sleeping god. He doesn't know that he's creating all of these things because he's asleep. What would happen if Astaroth were to wake up to the sleep, or start, I don't know, lucid dreaming more? I think there's an aspect of waking up to your nature, waking up to why you came here, waking up to who you are instead of who you were told to be, and breaking free of the 4 of Pentacles, which are patterns, programs, and ideologies that have programmed you to be, think, and feel a certain way about certain things that may not even be true to your true nature. And indoctrination is what they call education, and true education is bringing out what is within yourself, which is your truth. So we've gotten shoved down our throats what we are before we could even say who we are. So maybe it might be time, whether you're a goblin or a unicorn child, to start asking yourself, who am I? What do I want out of this life? And what is the point of it before you're dead, croned on your deathbed? Alright, so that was my reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. There'll be more of these. Namaste, Ashe, and bye.
The spirit that never dies is called the mysterious feminine. Although she becomes the whole universe, her immaculate purity is never lost.